Hey, it's getting super psychotic out here. Something I was told a long time ago about being too happy. By the way, do you feel like, you might feel like this, you need a hall pass to be happy? You know, like if you're too happy, you know, like somebody like, hey, what have you been smoking? You know, just to be happy. I'm not talking about bipolar, manic happy, because we do have that. That's the other thing. You know, when I walk around, I talk to people, you know, say, hey, how you doing? And most people are cordial enough to say, oh, hey, I'm doing pretty good. But, you know, like if you get on here and the subs and viewers, they'll be like, you know, very hateful. But I get more positive comments than I do anything. Hundreds. I'm just going to kick back and be me, Darren, Tectonic Traveler, and tell you the feedback and what happened to me. Well, it just keeps happening, but also emails and also a personal experience that I had and my uncle's advice. And my uncle told me this years ago. He said, Darren, and I always flash back on this, if you walk into somewhere, you know, don't be too happy. You know, the rule is to be, you know, survey the scene. And, you know, he's an old, he was an old Mason, and I'll just say it, you know, a real patriot redneck guy. And sorry, I don't want to be offensive there. I hope that didn't offend anybody. But that's just the way he was. And if you walked into, like, say you walked into where his friends and where they ate together, had lunch, a little bar, you know, a little place, and you walked in happy, like, hey, how's it going? You know, and everybody turns around and looks at you and they don't say anything. Or have you ever ran into the person that you say, hey, and you're going to go to shake their hand, and they just stand there and they don't hold their hand out and just look at you? And I'm not just talking about walking up to somebody and putting up your hand saying, hey, I'm talking about somebody you were introduced to. That's it right there. Somebody you were actually meant to meet. You know? So, if you haven't had that happen, well, you will, or you're really lucky so far. But there's really, and I was also taught, you know, that not everybody is a good person. I used to be, hey, everybody's got a good heart. But truly, I'm beginning to think and learn over the years that there are people that just really aren't good people. So, you know, that is the thing with this YouTube, is I'm getting tons of emails. Some that, you know, I mean, you might want to call them, I don't want to say the word on here, but, you know, almost to that level where I've even had somebody say, boy, I hope somebody doesn't do this to you out on the road. I've had that a lot. So, yeah, I got to watch my back. And people call me stupid and ignorant and, you know, too happy and too serious, too concerned, too this, too that. I'm just hanging out. Hey, by the way, I'm having a good time. So if you're coming here watching and hanging out with me, Tectonic Traveler, Darren, it's who I am. And I hope you're here because you enjoy it, not because you want to just be negative and hang out. And by the way, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, or give me a thumbs down if you don't like me. It all helps. It helps the algorithm. But I want to make people happy. I want to do things good here and leave a good vibration. So I do everything. I do everything. I do videos on how I feel. Now the algorithm will say, hey, you should do videos for your views. You should do them like this. Your people want this. Well, I do care what my people want, but I can't really mold myself. If you've known me for a while, watched me for a while, you know I got to keep it real as I can for me, you know, to keep doing this. I don't do this because of views and money. I do it because I enjoy getting out here, turning on the camera, and just talking whatever's on my mind. And also, I do appreciate the comments, and I do take those into consideration. I make a lot of videos that, you know, I base on people's comments to try to help. And I also make videos on how I'm feeling. So if I'm too happy for you, I'm sorry. If I'm too down for you, well, I don't mean to be. And if I'm too whatever for you, I just hope it's helping. There must be a reason you're here. So, anyway, keep enjoying it. I can't think of much more to say other than, do you need a hall pass to be happy? And I think collectively, with all the unhappiness, and I say it all the time, collectively, it doesn't help you or me when, you know, it's just out there outside, lots of negative vibration. So I'm here to leave some good vibration and also be helpful. Thanks again. I got much more to say.